18 months from today. Not someday, not eventually when things calm down. A real date on a real calendar. 18 months out. And by the time you get there, this is either going to be the year your financial life quietly changed, or it's going to be another year that just happened to you. The difference isn't luck, and it isn't income. It's 5 specific moves, each one landing at a specific point on that 18-month clock in order. Here's why 18 months specifically, and not 12 or 24. 12 months isn't quite long enough for compounding to feel real. The numbers are still small at the 12-month mark, and it's easy to quit right when the momentum would have actually kicked in a few months later. 24 months starts to feel like forever again. The same open-ended commitment people have already abandoned a dozen times with vague New Year's resolutions that never had an actual end date attached to them. 18 months sits in the middle, long enough for the math to genuinely start working in your favor, and short enough to still feel like a bounded sprint with a finish line, instead of a lifestyle overhaul you're supposed to maintain forever without ever being done. It's also, practically speaking, a length of time your brain can actually hold on to as a single mental unit, the way you'd think about a school year plus a summer, not an abstract infinity. I'm Mabest, and today I want to walk you through 5 minimalist rules, mapped to 5 checkpoints across those 18 months. Not 10 rules, not a spreadsheet with 40 categories. 5 moves, each one building directly on the last, each one tied to a specific window of months, rather than floating as vague advice you're supposed to apply eventually.
Checkpoint 1. Months 0 through 3. Pay yourself first, automatically, before you ever see the number. This is the oldest rule in the personal finance world for a reason. It still outperforms almost everything newer because it doesn't depend on you making a good decision repeatedly. The moment income lands, a fixed percentage moves out before it ever sits in your checking account long enough to feel spendable. Financial educators have taught versions of this for decades. The idea that roughly the first hour of your workday, in dollar terms, belongs to your future self, automatically, with no decision required on your part. You're not budgeting this money every month. You're not deciding fresh each payday whether today is a good day to save. You set it up once, in month 1, and it simply stops being available to spend, the same way a bill you can't skip stops being optional. Most people fail at saving not because they lack discipline in the moment of temptation, but because the money never left their hands before that moment arrived in the first place.
Checkpoint 2. Months 3 through 6. Separate real assets from disguised liabilities. This is where minimalism actually earns its place in a wealth-building plan, not as an aesthetic or a vibe, but as a practical filter you run every purchase through. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket consistently, without demanding your constant attention. A piece of a business, a diversified fund, or a skill other people are willing to pay you for. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket every single month, no matter how good it looks sitting in your driveway or hanging in your closet. The trap almost everyone falls into, regardless of income level, is treating liabilities like they're assets simply because they're expensive and impressive, which feels emotionally like the same thing as valuable. It isn't the same thing, and the two categories rarely overlap as much as marketing wants you to believe. By month 6, you should be able to look at every major thing you own and sort it honestly into one column or the other, without flattering yourself or making exceptions for the things you personally like.
Checkpoint 3. Months 6 through 9. Build a real stability buffer, sized to your actual life, not a generic number copied from an article written for someone else's situation. Add up your true monthly essentials, specifically the ones that would cause real immediate harm if you miss them, not everything you currently spend money on, and multiply that number by 3 to 5 months, depending on how stable or unpredictable your income actually is. This isn't your investment money, and it shouldn't be treated like it. It's not meant to grow aggressively. It's meant to exist, boringly, sitting in something safe and immediately reachable, so that a single bad month never forces you to sell an investment at exactly the worst possible time or go into high-interest debt just to cover something ordinary.
This buffer is quietly what makes the rest of the 18-month plan survivable at all. Without it, one flat tire or one unexpected medical bill can undo months of careful progress in a single afternoon, and often does.
Checkpoint 4, months 9 through 14. Redirect every raise, bonus, and windfall into the plan before your lifestyle gets a chance to claim it first. This is the single most common failure point in any wealth-building timeline, minimalist or not, regardless of how disciplined someone was in the earlier months. Income rises, and almost invisibly, spending rises right alongside it. Because nothing about a bigger paycheck automatically routes itself toward your future. It just sits there, available, until something else claims it, usually within days. The minimalist move here isn't to never enjoy a raise or treat every bit of extra income as forbidden. It's to redirect a meaningful portion of it on purpose, immediately, into the same automated system you built back in Checkpoint 1, before your lifestyle has a chance to quietly absorb it the way it absorbs almost everything else given enough time. A raise you never see your spending increase in response to is worth dramatically more in the long run than a raise you do, even though the number printed on the paycheck itself is completely identical either way.
Checkpoint 5, months 14 through 18. Let the first 4 moves compound without interference, and only then consider a second income stream if there's genuine room for it. By this point in the timeline, the goal isn't to add complexity or launch something new and exciting. It's to protect what's already quietly working. Small, consistent, automated contributions that started modestly back in month 1 are now meaningfully larger, purely because your income baseline has grown, while your spending stayed deliberately flat the whole way through. If there's genuine bandwidth left over, this is also the appropriate point to start one modest secondary income source. Freelance work, a skill you already have sitting unused, or something small and low risk. Not to replace your main income or become a whole second job, but to create a second stream feeding directly into the same automated system, so the entire structure isn't dependent on a single paycheck from a single source.
So here's what I actually want you to take from this. If you're standing at month 0 right now, today, deciding whether any of this applies to you. You don't need 10 rules, and you don't need a finance degree to follow any of those. You need 5 moves, done in order. Automate before you ever see the number. Tell your assets from your liabilities honestly, without flattering yourself. Build a buffer sized specifically to your real life, rather than a generic article's number. Redirect every raise before your lifestyle quietly claims it first, and then protect the whole system through the back half of the clock, instead of constantly adding more to it. 18 months from today is coming regardless of what you decide to do between now and then. That part isn't optional for anyone. The only real question left is whether it arrived as a finish line you actually deliberately crossed, or just another date on the calendar that quietly passed you by while you meant to get around to it eventually. If this made an 18-month plan feel genuinely achievable instead of overwhelming, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more videos that actually map out real timelines instead of repeating vague advice with no structure behind it. And tell me in the comments, which checkpoint are you starting at right now? Honestly, I read every single one. I'm Mabist, and I'll see you in the next one.